Hello guys, I made this video explaining how I make portraits. I'm not a professional artist or an expert at it, but I do make decent portraits. These are some of the portraits I made. I'm going to explain step by step how I make these portraits. The first step is drawing basic structure of the face. I take a portrait, photograph or an image of the person I want to draw and start drawing the outline of the face. I use an HB pencil. You can see I'm drawing very lightly with the short strokes. This is a very boring part and it takes me a lot of time to get the figure of the face right. I only draw a basic figure of the face here. I try to draw the position of the facial features like the eyes, nose, eyebrows, etc. in the same position as in the picture, photograph or whatever I took to draw from. Here I usually make a lot of mistakes, but as I have drawn here very lightly, most lines will be gone when I blend. We will get to blending later, but if there is a very noticeable mistake, I will have to erase that. Let's get to the second step. Step 2. Drawing important facial features. In the previous step, I have marked the position of the important facial features. Here I used both HB and 6B or higher darker pencil. I use both pencil because HB have smaller lead and can be used for drawing smaller features. 6B or other darker pencils are used for drawing darker features. While drawing these facial features, I try to minimize the mistake as much as possible. Also, the proportion should be right, like the distance between the facial features and the size of the facial features with respect to the size of the other facial features and the face itself. Step 3. Drawing bold outline, shading, blending, etc. This is a fun part for me. This is where the portrait looks like the person you are drawing. I use 6B or 9B pencil as they are the only shading pencils of darker shade I have. I prefer using 9B pencil. It is darker and the portrait come out much better with darker shades. If you have seen any earlier videos of portraits I made, some of them looks very lightly shaded because I only had 6B pencil at the time, and in the recent video I used 9B pencil and the portrait came much better. 12B is an ideal pencil for me, but as I couldn't find them, I have to adjust with the 9B pencil. Shading is easier for me. Shading alone doesn't get the job done because line or other patterns sometimes are visible in the shades. In order for the lines in the shades to look like a shade or a shadow, I use a cotton or a piece of clothing to blend the shading with the surroundings. While shading, my drawing hand is on top of the portrait, and as I move it, it might cause unwanted smudges. To avoid that, I use a paper to keep in between my drawing hand and the portrait. I draw the hair also at this part. Drawing hair is easiest part. After shading and blending, everything is almost done. Final step or the fourth step, touch up. There isn't much to this step. If there are any imperfections, I erase it, or if more shading is needed in certain areas, any region is not properly blended, etc. I do it. Here I focus on the minor details too, so the portrait looks like the actual person. So that's it guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you guys have any suggestions on how I can make my portraits better, feel free to comment below. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.